on. Because we had to go in the store. Oh my God, Ben. How about I get you one of those down the road? Are you going past? No? Okay. I'm gonna go then. Oh, that's up. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. By any chance, did anybody get notifications? Oh yeah, I see. I got notified. Hi, Just Roll With It. How are you? Yes, that is a ice cream cone, thrifty style. It's one of my favorite ice creams. That is a black cherry, and what did you get, babe?
Cherry chip.
And Apple got cherry chip. What? Remember, yes, thrifty ice cream. I love it. You know, we grew up on these. I gotta tell you, it was kind of comical just now when I was in there. Because Apple, how young was that kid? Maybe 20, 21 years old?
Yeah.
The kid's about between 20 and 22 years old, and he's standing there at the counter and he's taking pictures. I'm all, oh, you trying to figure out which one you getting? He says, no, he says, I just used to eat these a long time ago when I was a kid. I'm just thinking, going, a long time ago, was that like 6 or 7 years ago? You know?
That's a long time.
So how? 10-cent cones. Yes, that was back in the day. I'm going to give out my age a little bit here too, folks. Remember, if you go back, way back when you would go to the store and you bought a soda and you popped that soda, you looked under that cap immediately to see if you got lucky and got money or a free soda. Yeah, folks, while you're in here, please hit that thumbs up button. You know. I gotta find, I will find out, James, if I'm gonna be there or not tomorrow. If I'm going to the swap meet, I'm only gonna be there for the first few hours, and then I'm gonna leave and go pick up another load of merchandise. Yes, glass bottles, yep. You used to pop the top, you know, shit. When I was a kid, man, if you hit a 25 or 50 cent cap, you were happy as can be. Because you got to go right back in that store and get another soda or some candy. Because I remember that was back when we lived in a little town called Olivehurst. And We used to go to Edith's Market. But yes, we can talk talking about the boys earlier, and that's what I planned. You know, it's what kind of questions do you all have about the situation with the boys? Maybe we can answer some questions. It might be blurry for a minute, folks. It'll clear up in a minute when we get through this area right here. Wow. Now that, I know I just saw that come in my car.
Litter bug.
Right here.
Yeah, ambulance just littered.
They just littered.
I don't care. I'll put 'em on
Somebody
ice.
threw a napkin out the window of that ambulance right there. And that's not cool. But yes, we're coming up on 6 months, okay? Well, we just passed 5 months, but 6 months is around the corner. What do we know about the case? You know, I see what you're saying, how the adoptive parents should be charged until someone talks. But the whole thing there is you don't want to get them until you have them dead bam. No ifs, ands, or buts. Because we don't want the case to be thrown out. How many of you were on here earlier when we were talking? If you were on here earlier, hit a 1. If you weren't, hit a 2. Because we did discuss some interesting stuff earlier on the way to LA. Okay, so quite a few of you were not on here. Okay. You know, y'all have heard me talk quite a few times about an individual that was actually he's the only one I know, honestly, that had a one-on-one interview with the adoptive parents, Jacqueline and Trezell. He is the only person. And when you talk to him, during his one-on-one interview, all the talking was done by Trezell. And then at one point, he actually asked to, you know, because, okay, he's a very godly man. I think, I want to say he's a pastor. He's a pastor or minister, one of the two, but he was actually looking at her because he wanted to ask her a question. And then he finally asked if he could ask her a question, and she looked at Trezell. And she would not speak until Trezell told her she could speak. she had to sit there and obey him before she was even allowed to speak. And this man actually saw a few things inside that home, folks. He saw the part about the presence, you know. Well, I don't think it's just the fact that she was told, you know, and he don't also think it's just the fact that she was told she could speak then. It appears that most likely she's being abused. And that's his thoughts also. And maybe that's actually, I mean, that is no excuse in regards to whatever happened to the boys. There is no excuse, abused or not. But it is very, very possible that she was being abused during the relationship, and possibly still is. Neighbors over there also stated that they heard screaming and yelling coming out of that house prior to. Prior to the whole case coming down. So the odds are pretty good that there was abuse going on. But that is no excuse for the boys being gone. Yes, neighbors over there did say that they heard fighting going on in that home. But neighbors also stated that they're afraid to say anything publicly because of the possibilities of retaliation. Hi, Bruce. We do not know where exactly they're staying at. I've been getting addresses, but we're going to have to go check out some of the places where people have said they've seen them located at. But where they're located at, you know, they're located at. I would actually rather not, you know, bump into them or reveal where they're living so they don't wind up hop, skipping, and jumping. You're guaranteed law enforcement knows where they're at. And if they ever need to get a hold of them, guaranteed they'll have them within a very, very short period of time. Want to drink, babe? Oh my God. But I mean, there's a lot of factors to this case that, you know, make it very, very weird. And I mean, when we go, whoa, baby. Do we have do we have something to put it in so you can get rid of it?
Window.
Just spin. Put it in and then wrap it in a double. But you know, I've seen a lot of women and a lot of men in abusive relationships. And it's amazing, actually, what we will go through as far as abuse. I went through it. I'm out of it. You know, but the fact, you know, a lot of the interesting, intriguing stuff in regards to this case, okay, is, you know, foster parenting, adoptions, okay, they should be held up to higher standards right off the bat, okay. If there's abuse going on in the home, they should not have any children whatsoever, especially adoptive or foster. Okay, the odds of the facts that abuse was going on in that place is very high. There's actually been people that come on and state that they know both of them and that there was abuse going on. And if there's really that kind of abuse going on, you know, children should not be around it. And see, here's the thing. When you look at the case, okay, if Cincere is an abuser, if he's a spousal abuser, okay, the odds of child abuse is just as great, if not greater. And I'll tell you why I say if not greater. Because the children, they can't fight back. Wait, what? Hold on. Who's talking about rude? Somebody's, I don't know, somebody's Sarah saying something about rudeness. I don't know, they're on it. Yeah, so who was saying something about rude? Was it a Sarah? What's rude? Please let me know. Because I'm going off factuals. If you, but yeah, no drama. We are going by factual. I mean,
Oh, broken goth doll.
What?
She went on there and said, "I'll leave you all to discuss soda and ice cream."
What are you talking?
She can go discuss it in another
Soda
page.
and ice
Bye,
cream.
boo.
What?
Well, it don't matter no more. I just
That's
got my
okay.
burger. I ain't got time to play. Bye.
Hey, I like my soda and I like my ice cream, but we're also discussing other things.
Yeah, well, she don't have to worry about discussing it anymore because she gone.
Apple handled that one, folks. That one's we're good.
It's worth my sleep.
You know, it's so even if both sides were being abusive, which is a possibility, And honestly, if she was being abused, the abuse could have been coming out on both of those kids by both of them. You know, and that, I mean, my guess is something okay. Are we back? If so, hit a 1, folks, because I can't tell. I'm driving. Or are we still buffering? We're back. Okay. All right. So we'll go back a minute here. As I was stating, if you have both parents that are being abused, that are abusing each other, you know, there's a huge chance that the children are being abused. If one parent is abusing the other one, there's a really good chance that at least the one that is abusing the children also. Or even both of them could be abusing the children. But the odds of those... We got to get through this area, folks. Sorry. We're on the freeway, so it's going to go in and out once in a while. Don't jump off. Okay, in regards to the authorities talking to the other children, the authorities can talk to those children. All right, we're almost through all this little breaking up garbage of the internet, folks. We got one more little hill to go around. Just hold. We're back. Hit that 1. Yes, we're back. Okay. Is it clear? Can you hear me? Okay. So, I grew up myself as an abused child. We had an abusive biological mother, and we had some abusive stepmothers. And now I have an amazing mother. She's my stepmom, but she is my mom. But you know, I can't say about Bakersfield what searching they're doing because they're keeping everything hush-hush, which is smart. But I just have the gut feeling that there's going to be more than a few people that will wind up arrested and charged with charges. They may not all be arrested for the same things, but I'm going to guess that the 2 that are really going to be charged will be Jacqueline and Trezell. And in regards to the boys, you know how you get those gut feelings, when it just gnaws at you and you just got cringy stomach because something happened. That's what I get when I think about the boys, because I know something happened to them. I know they did something to the boys. They had time to hide it. And that's what makes the case more difficult. I am so, I mean, the gut instinct that there was domestic violence in that house, spousal abuse. Yeah, Bruce, I will be doing a drive tonight. I don't know for how long because we're just getting home from LA. But you can tell that there was more going on in that home than what you see. You talk to neighbors, you talk to people that knew them. You see the body language put out by the two of them when they're together. At first, I had a feeling that it was actually Jacqueline that was in control. But then everything started adding up and showing closer and closer to Trezell was an abuser. And, little statements that he made, were basically the statement he made was that, remember, they loved to wrestle, so they were going to have bruises. They were rambunctious. You just know you got that disgusting gut feeling that they did something to them little boys. It's just proven it because they hid it, and I know that's what they did. I can feel it, when you research it, when you talk about it, when you look at all the different little facts. They said the boys went missing on the 21st, okay? Nobody heard Jacqueline or Trezell screaming. First thing you're going to do, you're going to start yelling their names, calling them. And no neighbors heard them yelling and screaming. I think there was like one or two neighbors around that block that said that they asked, Trezell asked if they saw the boys. Another neighbor that was over there one day, hey, by the way, folks, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. We're actually, for anybody coming in, we're discussing the missing toddlers from Cal City. We had an individual on earlier that was, I think, the only person that had a one-on-one interview with them. He's going to try and see if he has the footage still. Because the way they acted, you could tell, and he will tell you, there's abuse involved in this relationship. There was abuse there was abuse in the home. And You can feel it, you can see it by her reactions that there was some, you know, if it wasn't physical abuse, it was definitely mental abuse. If your wife has to ask your permission to speak, that's abuse. If Jacqueline has to ask Trezell West permission to speak to a reporter that they're interviewing with, that's abuse. If you go on and you tell everybody, oh, they love to wrestle, they're going to have bruises. You're basically, what you just did was you just told everybody that they have bruises. But that does not mean that's how they got the bruises, was wrestling. Well, no, they did not say if they did not state that they didn't have a scent of the boys. It was stated that if the boys did leave that property, they did not leave on their own. They were picked up and carried, is what was stated. Nobody has been able to rule out the fact that the boys were never at that home. The neighbor said he saw children there, okay? But he could not guarantee that the children he saw there was Orrin and Orson, aka Classic and Cincere. You know, I mean, and I'm sure everybody on here knows that the worst abuse in the world is mental abuse. Mental abuse drives people to suicide. Mental abuse drives people to kill the person that was actually abusing them. Mental abuse is one of the worst things in the world. Good afternoon, Shay. See, I think that because they were in Cal City, I think they didn't think they would get as much publicity as they did. But I'll tell you, when I got there, I pushed as hard as I could to get this story out there as much as possible. You know, there's no, you know, it seemed like a lot of people did not want the story going far when we first started there. And I'm still not going to let it go cold. As a matter of fact, I mean, y'all know Rick Jones and I had words in the past, you know, but we're getting past that so we can work further into this case. And I think that we will find out eventually what happened. And I think that, my honest opinion, I don't think that the reward will be claimed, because I think law enforcement is actually going to crack this case. You know, they're going to solve it, because I don't think any of the family members are going to come forward. But one thing, you know, get off my butt, folks. You know, it's going to come down to the point where they're going to wind up pulling the wool from under these guys, and they're going to fall on their faces. They're not going to be able to hide it no more. And I know if it was myself and I was Jacqueline West, if I was her, I would go directly to law enforcement. And if she was smart, she would go to them and ask them for their help. Because she could get the help under the physical abuse, mental abuse. Oh boy. Yeah, while you're in here, folks, hit that thumbs up button. It would be highly appreciated.
What's this for?
Dad and I both.
For what?
25. Because we're old.
Oh, welcome to the old club.
Hey.
B.
There you go for some, hey,
What?
underoos and socks. For both. Here's all the other crap you wanted. And I'll call him back. See, for some reason, I feel like there was some kind of abuse that happened that went wrong. One of the boys got drastically hurt, and then they had to figure out how to cover it, and the cover up just, you know, made it worse. Max, you got a new one. Parking. Yes, I just got home, Bruce. See, that's okay. That's something I talk about all the time about, if one of the individuals was going to speak up in regards to it, they would have spoke up by now. But I'm going to lose service, so I'm going to log off real quick, folks. I'll come back on shortly. Furniture and so forth. So give me a few minutes. I'll be back on. Come on, folks. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out, please. God bless you all. I'll talk to you very